Manish, and today I'll be walking you through our Smart India Hackathon project demo. So to give you a brief idea about our problem statement, it was given by the government of Kerala for the Kochi Metro. So the problem statement was that every night the team at Kochi Metro must decide which of their 825 train car sets would go into service, which would remain on standby, and which would go on to the inspection bay line for maintenance. So currently this process is quite manual and is error prone. So that's why we came up with a solution over here. So to give you a brief idea of the problem, it's dependent on six interdependent variables. Uh, so the first is fitness certificates. If these certificates are violated or expired, the train cannot enter into service. Second is job card status. If there's a safety critical job card, then the train can again not enter into service. Branding priorities for advertisements and sponsor commitments, mileage and balancing to even out the wear on the train cars and the parts of the train, cleaning and detailing slots, which is based on manpower and the bay availability, and finally the stabling geometry, which is to reduce the shunting costs and any delays in the morning. So currently all of these data points are on Excel spreadsheets and logbooks and WhatsApp alerts. So the supervisors and the team actually have to go through them in a 2 hour small window every night and finally arrive on a judgment. This makes the process quite error prone and non repeatable. So, why this matters is because a single fault in the error can lead to Kochi Metro's KPI of 99.5% punctuality and also safety critical hazards. So, what we propose is an integrated algorithm driven support platform for the induction, planning, and scheduling of those trains. So, I'll just walk you through a demo. So, as you can see over here, is you can see the number of active trains that are currently there. So what we had to do is we had to generate quite an amount of synthetic data to actually make a simulation of the entire process. So as you can see, we have synthetic data for up to 1 month from 1st of Jan to Jan 28th, where we have ran different simulations. So this is the basic overview of the dashboards, where you can see the number of active trains for that particular day, the number of trains which are on standby, and the number of IBL jobs, which are the maintenance jobs in the inspection bay line, which are remaining. Uh, this is the total availability of the trains. So out of 25, how many percentage of trains are available? These are basic alerts of the safety critical parts of the train. So if there is a safety critical violation, so there'll be an alert raised over here. And this is just a snapshot and an overview of tonight's plan. So to give you a detailed understanding, let's go to the plan board. uh, yeah, so the plan board shows which this is basically an ranked induction order of the trains which are currently active and ready to go into service. So you can see the trains which are active and can go on service, and this is the list of the standby trains, the trains which would be on standby, and currently which bay are they parked in, right? And subsequently these are the trains which are currently on the inspection bay line and are due for maintenance works. So there's a detailed overview given of each train over here. And next we can move on to the IBL Gantt chart. So what this basically shows you is a Gantt chart of the duration required for the maintenance work for each of those trains. So depending upon manpower availability and the slots available in the bay line, each of these trains would be attended to for their inspection work, right? So as you can see, there are five night jobs that need to be completed. The total number of hours would be 15 hours for completing them, and 5 unique trains, and each of them parked on different bays. Next, we can go and have a look of the depot view. So currently, the Kochi Metro has one depot, but they plan on expanding to two depots in the near future and 40 train cars. So this particular dashboard and software makes it more streamlined and easy for them to handle this process. So the bay status tells you which train is parked on which bay. So there are currently 12 bays available on the depot, and each of them are occupied by different trains. So the parking of these trains are done in a way as so as to reduce the cost. So the trains which are about to go into the service would be parked right up in the front so as to reduce any kind of delays and shunting costs. So this is just a list of the trains which are parked on different bays and what's the status of them. So for example, train 25 parked on bay 4 is on standby, whereas train 15 parked on bay 6 is currently active and in service. So next, we'll go ahead and see the sponsor overview. So over here, we can see our sponsor and advertising commitments. How many active sponsors are there? How many active campaigns are we running? The total number of deficits in hours, and if at all there is any over delivery from our side. So over here we can see the sponsors and the promised number of hours which we have committed from our side for the advertisement display, the hours which we have delivered, and subsequently how many hours are remaining. So depending on the hours remaining, they are classified into high risk, low risk, or medium risk categories, as we can see. And they are different for different trains and different for different campaigns. And over here we can have a list on the wraps. So currently we can see what is the window target, which is 300 hours, the deficit, which is 255, and the active trains on which the wrap is running. So and it also gives us an idea of whether the wraps and the advertising commitments are behind schedule, at par, or at risk. So all in all, this was a basic overview of what our software and platform does. It helps ease the process of selecting the trains which need to go into service next morning. And as far as the future plans for this is concerned, we plan on introducing a depot copilot, which is basically an AI based agent which would have an history of each train's service, standby, and maintenance history. And when a team member from Kochi Metro would have any particular query or question as to before deciding on the judgment of bringing a train into service or standby, he can ask the depot co-pilot about the train's past status and its risk of going into a safety critical hazard, or whether it would require some kind of maintenance work, or is it better off being in standby, or is it actually ready to go into service the next morning. So this would help reduce the errors and the risk in a much greater way, and make the service more seamless. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.